Broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us this morning. This is Matt Tour with Insurance Agency Marketing Services. We're glad you could join us today. We'll be going over a lot of our MYG contracts. We have a great lineup of different types of rate guarantee periods, different benefits based on the different products. We'll be discussing a lot of the information today based on the different companies we offer that kind of specialize in the MYG product line. So it's really a nice combination. If you do have any questions along the way, be sure to get those asked in the questions section of your computer there. Be glad to get those answered as we're going through the presentation today. Presentation should last about 30 minutes. Try to keep it to that point a little bit shorter if we can based on the situation today. I know we've got a lot of people busy in the field now trying to get cases locked up here before the end of May. We're probably going to see a lot of rate reductions in June based on the rate environment right now. So really a good time to get business in and lock in higher rates for your clients. I know we've got kind of a warning from a number of carriers that are going to be dropping rates here in June. So really a big time coming up here the next few weeks. We have our referred producer program going on still. We also have our marketing reimbursement. We reimburse $100 for every $100,000 of a new premium you send in on the index side. We also have a great referral program. If you refer producing agents to us to do business, you can earn 20 bips based on their business they submit and have issued. So if you refer $1 million producer, that'd be $2,000 in your pocket based on the override you will receive on their business. So really it's a nice program we have. Great way to get some of your fellow agents involved. You're kind of hands off. You just get these checks every quarter. Pretty nice combination there based on that. We have our new producer builders. We've got 3 different levels of qualification. We have a $100,000 level, the $300,000 level, and the $500,000 level. You can qualify for some really nice gifts and programs there. I know we've got a couple great seminar systems with Dave Pemper and Matt Gill. We also have our iPad giveaway. We have a couple different cash giveaways. We've got our Ritz-Carlton weekend travel package. Some really good stuff you can qualify for based on your early annuity production through IMS, and a great way to get things going in the business. And if you're doing the seminars, of course, that will lead to more business, and really it's a nice package we've put together based on that. We have a great back office support team. I know we've got a great new business team to help you from day one, getting the business in the door, getting it reviewed, making sure everything's been completed on the apps. I know with applications now in the 50-page range, it's always likely you're going to miss a couple of questions or miss a box to be checked or something. So we review those apps, get those, make sure those are all completed before they go into the home office. We've got a great marketing team here. You can call in and get expert advice from our group. And we got some great years of experience in both annuities and life insurance. So great group of individuals here that can help you out on both sides. We also have a great creative team. They help you with advertising needs. Maybe you want to change your website, maybe create a website, maybe you want to do an email blast. They'll help you with all that. They also were very helpful on the social media side. If you want to, get things done on Facebook or LinkedIn or something like that, they'd be glad to help you out with those tools. It's a great way to advertise at low cost, and it's a good way to get your name in front of thousands of people at one time based on those blasts they do on the Facebook and other items of interest there. If you want to change your logo, they'd be glad to help you do that. If you want to do maybe redo your business cards, maybe create a newsletter. I mean, it just depends on what you're trying to get done. They can help with all sides of that situation. So really a nice go-to on their end. And I know they've been very busy lately on creating websites, doing maybe presentations, a lot of different stuff they've been working on here lately. So great way to use their expertise and to your advantage. As I mentioned, we have a website here at IMES. It's available 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. It's a great tool you can use for sales ideas. We have supplies on there. Maybe we'll look up and see what the latest rates are on the annuity side. I know we try to keep that annuity grid up to date as often as we can. We also have our different industry links. Maybe we'll look up some different information based on tax information, or maybe an AM Best rating on a company. Maybe we want to go in there and take a look at, a state insurance department. But we have a lot of good links you can utilize based on your needs. And if you have some questions on the website, you feel free to give us a call at any time. We'd be glad to get that taken care of for you. There's also a great income calculator on the website. You can do income comparisons. You can also do term quotes, long-term care quotes. So a lot of good information you can utilize there on that website. So make sure you do take full advantage of that. We have our Retirement Analyzer software program. It's really a good client-oriented software program. You can use it for presentations. Maybe you want to, get some information from a client, plug into the Retirement Analyzer software program. It's going to kick you out some really valuable information based on clients' needs for future income, what kind of money they need to save today to meet those needs down the road. A lot of valuable information you can get off that software package. Really a nice, colorful presentations it has based on the printouts. So if you have interest in that, definitely talk to Marcus in the office. He'd be glad to help you out with that and keep you going in the right direction on that Retirement Analyzer. We also have a wealth management department here. They work in the security side of the business. They do a great job on helping out with Series 65 details. I know a lot of people are trying to get their Series 65 passed. Also trying to utilize some of the different platforms out there that are available in the security side of the business. I know we have a good block of agents that work with us on that end. If you have interest in being contacted by the securities group here with IMES Wealth Management, they'd be glad to get in touch with you, kind of go over some of the programs we're offering on that side. Make sure you check off yes on the questionnaire I just launched. They'd be glad to get you going on that end. I know we've seen a pretty turbulent market here lately. We've got good days, bad days, but overall this year's trend is still up. Hopefully that trend will continue to see what happens with the China tariff situation and everything else going on right now. It's definitely been a hindrance on the market the last few days. We'll see how that plays out here though in the next few weeks. But if you do have interest in getting contacted by Charles Jr. or Michael, we'd be glad to get in contact with you on the wealth management side. I know we have a big meeting coming up in June. It's at the later part of June, so if you have interest in coming up to that, we could look at bringing you into that meeting if you are interested in pursuing the wealth management side of the business. So if you have interest in that, just check off yes. I'll leave this open for another 20 seconds or so, and then we'll go on to the next slide here. But we do see it's pretty good business rolling in on that wealth management team, so really a nice alternative to the insurance side based on what they have to offer on that side of it. We also do our life and annuity academies. We actually just had one last week. We bring agents in from all over the country, and it's a great 2-day meeting we hold typically in Des Moines or Iowa. I know our next one's coming up in September the 18th through the 20th, and I know that if you would have interest in being part of that meeting, we'd be glad to get you on the list of interested parties. I know we do about 4 of these a year. We've already done 2 this year. This might be our last one in September. We'll see how things play out through the end of the year, but It's really a good all expense paid meeting. We bring you in, we pay for your flights, pay for your lodging, take care of your food and drink expenses. Everything's taken care of for you, and you get some valuable information. And we bring in some really good top salesmen from our group, and they'll go over some of the things they do in the field to help with sales. They'll also go over some of their literature they hand out to the clients, and a lot of good valuable information you'll pick up at these meetings. So we also typically bring in Dave Pimper, our annuity sales coach. He'll go over some of the seminar selling information he has. He has a new radio program called Boss Radio, really a good turnkey radio program there. But he'll be at the meetings itself in September. We go over different software tools you can utilize in the field. Some great stuff you can take advantage of there at that meeting. So if you have interest in coming out to the meeting in September or one later in the year, maybe early in 2020, check off yes. I'd be glad to get you up and running on that end and keep things rolling on that side of it. But I'll go ahead and close this up. Get that closed up there. But yeah, I know we bring in typically between 30 and 40 agents a meeting, and it's always a great results based on those meetings. I know we have agents that go back and able to close sales that they may not have been able to close before based on what they picked up at the meeting itself. So really some valuable information there. We have our trip winding up, qualification winding up here in June. It's a trip to Naples, Florida. The trip itself is going to be August the 25th to the 29th, and should be a really good time down there in Florida. Probably going to have about 60 to 70 agents qualify, and it takes 3 million points to qualify based on production. You get certain points for your annuity production. You also get points for life, long-term care, single premium life, med sups. I mean, everything adds up and goes towards these trips. So great time to get going on that is now, and you got limited time to qualify, but definitely a doable situation if you're active in the annuity market. I know 3 million seems to be a lot, but over 18-month period, it's really not too bad to qualify for our trips. Should be a great time down there in Naples, the 25th to the 29th of August. I'm sure it'll be nice and warm down there at that period. Great beach location, but some great stuff going on that side. We've got some great products we'll be discussing this morning. A lot of products are available, different issue ages, typically between 0 and 90, where most fall into play. Minimum premium, we have some that takes $5,000, most take 10 or more. Depends on the situation. Of course, there's no underwriting on the annuities. We have some companies that offer return to premium. There's long-term care and home health care benefits to get out early. Free withdrawals up to 10% typically. And then, depending on if you're working with a qualified account or non-qualified account, you're able to get those transferred in based on those needs. We'll be discussing a few carriers this morning. We do some good business with Attain, Atlantic Coast Life, Capital Bankers, Equitable has introduced a couple real strong rate guarantee contracts. We also have Fidelity and Guarantee. We also have Guggenheim and Sentinel. So we'll do a quick overview of some of these companies, some kind of what they offer on that end. I know we have seen some good business going to Atlantic Coast Life. They have both a compounded interest rate and also a simple interest rate contract. I know with the Safe Harbor is a simple interest rate plan. It doesn't have some of the additional benefits the compounding plan has that you can add on feature-wise to solidify the contract itself. They do have a death benefit feature you can add on to the Safe Harbor. But right now, if you take a look at the Safe Harbor rates, 5-year contract, you get 5.15 the first year, 4.15 years 2 through 5. I mean, it's a great combination right now. If you bump that up to a 7-year, you're looking at 5.65 first year, 4.65 years 2 through 7. That's also a great interest rate. Now, if you want to look at some additional benefits you can add on to the Safe Haven with the Free withdrawals available, the accumulated interest rate. There's some different fees based on those, but we have some really good rates. You take a look at the 5-year contract. On a compounded rate, you're looking at 480 first year, 380 years 2 through 5. Of course, if you do add on some of these features, it's going to reduce that rate slightly. We're able to run quotes if you want to look at some proposals based on these programs. We're glad to get that done, and really a quick turnaround on those quotes. So we'd be glad to get those done for you. Atlantic Coast also has a indexed annuity called the Safe Anchor. It has a 5-year rate guarantee on the fixed account at 340. They have a 1-year point-to-point cap right now at 6.25. Their monthly averaging cap is at 7 on an annual basis, and they also have their monthly cap at 2.25. Really a strong group of rates there. Some of the best rates we have anywhere are in that little group of rates with Atlantic Coast. They do have fees. If you wanted a free withdrawals, if you want the full death benefit or accumulated interest, there are fees that are subtracted from the client's account every year based on their needs. Sentinel Life is a sister company to Atlantic Coast. They're in some states Atlantic Coast is not available in, and vice versa. They have 5-year, 7-year, and 10-year rate guarantees. Take a look at that 5-year rate at 4. In Florida, Minnesota is slightly lower. And then on the 7-year rate guarantee are at 410, and then on a 10-year at 420. Really a solid group of rates there. You do have kind of like the other contract with Atlantic Coast, you're able to add on little riders, which give you additional benefits. Maybe you want the RMD rider, or maybe you want the 10% free withdrawal rider, or the full death benefit rider. Most of their products are available to age 90. You can see in Oklahoma it's available to age 80. Minimum premium is all the way down to $2,500, so it does go to a much lower deposit rate. That can come in handy if you got someone that doesn't have a lot of money to put in up front, but wants to, get something started for themselves. That'd be a great plan to go with based on Sentinel. Collateral Bankers is a company that's come on the scene here the last couple of years. They've got some good benefits on their contracts. Rates right now, you see the 3-year rates at 250, 5-year rate at 320, 7-year rate at 330. They do have the 10% free withdrawals available in the 2nd year going forward. You have a nursing home waiver. You get the full death benefit built in. There's no rolling surrender charges once you get through your period. You do have an open door policy. You're able to walk with your funds whenever you wish. So that's a nice program there with Collateral Bankers. Attain has a flexible premium MYG contract. A little bit different. I know they're one of the very few companies out there that will do a flexible premium. See their issue ages on their 3-year contract available to age 85. Current rate on that is at 190. Their 5- and 7-year contracts, rates are 275 and 285. Those are available to age 83. You do have a full death benefit built in. You got interest only with withdrawals on that contract. It does require $5,000 to get in. But the one thing to keep in mind on that contract, it is a flexible premium plan. And one of the very few companies out there that does have that as a flexible premium situation. Free withdrawals, you got 10% free starting in the 2nd year. I believe you have interest only in the 1st year. And then you got some other features there with requirement distributions, terminal illness waiver, and confinement waiver. Those are some nice waivers that are available on the contract. Equitable out of Salt Lake City, Utah. Equitable Life and Casualty is our latest and greatest company we brought in here recently. Got some great contracts on short terms. They have a 2-year rate. You can see that 2-year rate in the Plus series is at 320. I don't know anyone else out there that has a 2-year rate guarantee over 3% and also pays a 1.25% commission. So great combination, that 2-year. I think it's a fantastic option, available to age 90. Does require a $10,000 deposit. You do have a 5% free withdrawal on the secure savings account. It does have a full death benefit on the secure savings. The other contract, the Savings Plus, does not have withdrawals available, and it is a 5-year payout on death. But if you're doing a 2-year contract, chances are, hopefully your client will live through that 2-year period. Otherwise, if they do wish to move their money after 2 years, able to do that. A great program going there with Equitable. Equitable is also going to be introducing a new lineup of indexed annuities. Those will be available at the beginning of June. You're looking at a 7-year, 10-year, and 14-year option. They have a bonus rate option on the 7, 10, and 14-year contracts. Bonuses are going to be 5% on the 7-year, 7.25% on the 10-year, and 10% on the 14-year. The 14-year will also pay a 9% commission. On top of the 10% bonus, that's a great combination right now. So you got someone looking for a good bonus in some of these states where the longer term plans are available. Their 10-year or their 14-year Teton series contract will be extremely competitive when that comes out. Equitrust is a company we've been using for a number of years. They've got a good variety of programs available. Remember, with Equitrust, there are interest-only withdrawals. It's available to age 90. Commissions fluctuate based on the age of the client. You can see that an 80-year-old still pays a 3% commission. If you got someone older than 80, you're looking at 2.25% on the comp, and that's all the way up to age 90. So pretty good combination there. They've got a 10-year rate right now at 3. Their 3-year rate is at 2.25%. They've been a very good company to work with over the years. They do a great job on these fixed rate contracts. Really a nice combination there with them. Fidelity and Guarantee is a company that requires all their applications to be done online. They do have competitive rates, however. Their 3-year rates at 3.75%. Their 5-year rates at 3.5%, and their 7-year rates at 3.60%. All their applications need to be completed via the e-apps. They are available to age 90. Commissions are 1.5%, 2%, and 2.25%. Commission does drop by 50% for clients that are ages 80 to 90. And it does have a full death benefit on the contract, and there is interest-only free withdrawals available on the F&G contract. So do keep that in mind based on what they have to offer there. Guggenheim is one of our good companies we also offer. It's kind of a sister company to Equitrust. They have rates very competitive in the market right now. They've got that 3-year rate at 3. You got a 5-year rate at 3.25%, 8-year at 3.40%, and a 10-year at 3.50%. They do offer 10% free withdrawals on these contracts, so there's more liquidity. You do have a full death benefit built into the policy. You also have it available to age 90. Commissions vary based on age. You can look at 0 to 80s at 2.5%. 86 to 90 is at 1.25%, so it's basically a 50% drop based on ages 86 to 90. You can also see that $5,000 is their minimum deposit, so it does go to lower deposit values. It is available to age 90, and it does have that full death benefit built into the policy. That $5,000 deposit is for qualified money, so keep that in mind based on the qualified side of the dollars. I did try to keep this to a quick short-term meeting here. I know that we also have some really short-term indexed annuities. We have a 3-year contract. We just sent an email out last week with Great American. 3-year surrender charge, really a short-term, nice deal. They do offer some nice benefits on that deal. Very competitive in the market. That 2-year contract I mentioned earlier with Equitable, we've been seeing a lot of business coming in on that rate at 3.20. No one can touch that right now. On a 2-year surrender charge, that's outstanding. And even if you do a 5-year, your rate's at 4. One of the very few companies out there right now that has a 4% rate, and that's available on their equitable contracts. You do have to get those written up and get that business in as quickly as possible. We're looking at some possible rate reductions here in June. So anything you send in May, you typically have a 45 to 60 day lock-in period on the rates based on rollovers. But if you do have a situation where you think it's going to be a longer duration for the money to come in, it's best to get the client involved and get them to call and get that money moved. But if you have any questions this morning, you can get those typed in. All of your MYG business does count towards our trips. We've got another new trip will be announced in July. Typically it's going to be an 18-month qualification, and the next trip should be sometime in 2021. So should be a real nice trip coming up a year from now. But I do appreciate your time this morning, everyone. Enjoy the week. If you need any quotes of any kind or have any questions on specifics on a company, give me a call. I'll be glad to get it worked out for you. If you need quotes of any kind, I'd be glad to get any proposals done for you. Got some really good software you can utilize to do these quotes. We can do fixed rate annuities, indexed annuities. I mean, it just depends on what you're working on. I'd be glad to get you helped out on all sides. Otherwise, everyone have a great week. Enjoy your upcoming weekend. Anything I can help you out with, my name is Matt. You can reach me here, my toll-free number at IMES at 800-255-5055. Just ask for me. I'd be glad to help you out. I'm in the annuity marketing department. I've been here for a number of years. Kind of know the ins and outs of that area, so I've been glad to help you out. Otherwise, everyone have a great week. Appreciate your time this morning, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye now.